Hello there, it's Nicholas up the allotment. I just thought I'd show you around. It's 17th of May 2026 and this is the state of play. So at the moment it's a little bit cooler, but we have had quite a warm early May, so things have come on, and then it's got colder, so things have slowed down quite a bit. But I'll show you around. Starting in this corner, this is my plot number 2. So this is an artichoke that has been in several years, so it's only meant to be like annual or biannual, but it just keeps coming back. I don't eat these. The French like them. They like to ouch, it is a prickly little bugger. Ow. The French like to eat the hearts, but I just let them flower, and they're like beautiful great thistle flowers. They smell gorgeous and the bees absolutely love them, so I'm going to leave them for the bees. Behind that we have my cherry tree, which has been in for about 3 years I think now, and it's full of cherries. They're quite tart, quite sour. Oh, one's just fallen off, but yeah, I don't really mind. The birds like them, so yeah, the birds can have them. It's my makeshift compost heap, so I produce quite a lot of compost which all goes back onto the garden. So yeah, this is really the beginning of the whole process. Good compost equals good growth. And I don't generally, especially with these raised beds over here, I don't dig them at all. I just cover them with about 1 inch of compost each year, and I don't disturb it. So it allows the what they call the mycelia, which is a fungus in the soil, to grow, and it interacts with the roots of the plants and creates a sort of communicative network. So in essence, the plants can talk to each other through this network of mycelia strands. And say for instance a pest would be attacking a plant in this corner, that would communicate the pest attack to the plants in the other side of the allotment. So this is underground communication network. So the mycelia also show the plants where to get the water, and in return the mycelia feed on sugars excreted by the plant roots. So it's this symbiotic relationship. It's totally magical. We don't need to break the soil, and you know, you can see from what I've got here, I've got some really good growth. This is the way ahead, the way forward, I think, in growing food and plants. We don't need to put artificial fertilizers on the soil. What happens in the farming industry is the soil is ploughed, broken, and then it kills this network of mycelia. It breaks the strands, and the soil becomes inert and dead in effect. So the farmers then have to feed it with petrochemical fertilizers in order to keep the plants growing, which is a bit counterproductive. We don't need all that crap. My rhubarb, it's coming back again. We've had a good crop off there. This is the Scottish thistle that my dad gave me, or my stepdad Stan, and yeah, that'll grow 5 or 6 feet tall. Yeah, it's pretty. Over here we have sweet corn, traditional sweet corn, the sweet variety, and over here we have one called Indian Summer, which creates these cobs of multicoloured kernels, which is just quite attractive. I don't think they're particularly good for eating, but I just fancy growing it. You know, it's not all about what you can get. It's about having a relationship with nature. This here, I'll zoom out a bit, is my plum tree. I've really hacked it back this year, but it's come on, look, it's just looking amazing. This has also been in about 4 years. Look, it's producing lots of fruit. I got quite a bit of fruit off here last year, very productive. These are my water butts. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 3 of which I was donated by from Terry's plot over there. So Terry had a plot over here. He died 2 years ago now, so I inherited a couple of his water butts and some seeds he gave me. I'll show you. Look, I've still got these. They're pea beans. I might put a few in this year. Terry gave me those before he died. There you go, history. A little pond, just a wildlife pond I've created. Yeah, it's a bit small, but I might upgrade it to a bigger one with a liner at some point. Over here I planted some gladioli bulbs, different colours. These are poppies which I also inherited from one of my neighbours on the allotment. I can't remember her name, but look how beautiful they are. But this year I'm going to be deadheading them once the flowers are finished, because I was absolutely, the seed went everywhere and the whole of this allotment was just covered in poppies. I had to weed them by hand. It was a pain in the butt. This is just more flower bed, another flower bed opposite my little bench. I can sit down and have a breather and appreciate the beautiful flowers. Lots of gladioli. What are these called? Orange flowers that insects hate. I can't remember what they're called. My apple tree, which I really hacked back. I thought I'd gone a little bit too far. But it seems to be producing lots of leaf. There was some flower on it. We'll just have to wait and see what happens with that. Hopefully I'll get some fruit. My potatoes, or some of my potatoes. These are rocket earlies, and they have really rocketed. They've gone mad. As opposed to the Charlotte, which are also early, which I planted a couple of weeks later, but they're only just coming through. I think it was because the Charlotte weren't chitted, they were quite firm and have taken a little bit more time, whereas the rocket was good and ready to go into the ground, and it's really taken off. Here I have some sweet peas. These particular variety are Red Ace, and there's another variety over here which are just mixed. This is my runner beans. So I created a trench, put a load of newspaper and other rotting material in the bottom. It helps create a sump that retains water. So runner beans especially are marsh plants. They love to be very, very wet. And in the opposite side I've put some Belotti beans. So this row here is a row that I started off in the greenhouse, but I didn't have enough plants, so I sowed seed in the back row as well. So they should be coming up shortly. Over here we have Desiree main crop potato. I just bought a few. I don't want to plant too many spuds, they just take up a lot of room. So these will be for later on, the red potatoes. They're very good in drought conditions, and they always do quite well on this allotment. Over here some more flowers, gladioli again, mixed colours, and here I'm having a go with growing horseradish. So apparently you can grate horseradish into chutneys and stuff like that, and it gives it a nice bit of a kick and a bit of heat. So yeah, I've got two horseradish plants. This bed's not a lot in here at the moment. I've got to burn that timber, a few salad leaves. Here I've planted a courgette. This bed here is early days, but if you can see, carrots. So I've got Autumn King there, and I've got Nance early here. Needs a bit of weeding. And here I've got perpetual spinach and ruby chard, some fennel if it ever comes up. I can't remember what that is. Celeriac. It may come up, I don't know, it's just worth a try. I'll just take you into the cloche area. This is where I plant and grow my brassicas, cabbage, collies, kale, also some peas. These are coming on brilliantly, you know, I'm so pleased with these. I planted them in grape punnets and brought them on in the greenhouse, and basically just carefully took them out of the punnets and laid them in the ground with a bit of space in between, and they're coming on lovely. I bought this, or I've got this, had this left over, which is basically reinforcing mesh for concrete. It's quite good for growing peas, and the sticks from the trimmings of the apple and pear trees, which have actually tried to flower in places, which is weird. Yeah, so general brassicas, Brussels sprouts. The back are some purple sprouting broccoli, and then just cabbage and collie and whatever, just generally all over the place. Another couple of wigwams of sweet peas, promise there, and daphne over there in the corner. Yeah, they give a nice display, and we pop the flowers in the box at the bottom of the garden. People like to buy them, and it helps pay for the seeds and things and the rent of the allotment. Over here is my onion and garlic bed. So I've grown stir on, pink panther, which is a very light pinky coloured onion, which I grew last year. They're good. I recommend those. And here are red baron, I think they're called. Yeah, red baron onions. And these massive great garlic things here, that's elephant garlic. So I was given a couple of bulbs by Terry when he was alive, and since then I've just kept 1 or 2 bulbs a year. I give some to my neighbours to try, and I plant the rest, and just again I'll save a couple of the best bulbs again for next year. This is ordinary garlic. It's been disappointing in this allotment for quite a few years. It tends to just get this rust, which really knocks back the growth. I don't know what to do about that. I put some ash on it, but I think wood ash, so I was a bit late, I think. Perhaps try it a bit earlier next year, and hopefully that'll work, keeping it off next year. So that was recommended by no dig guru Charles Dowding. So yeah, more onions, snowball, which are a white onion, white bulb. Stir on again here, and here we have beetroot. So we have Alto F1, Boltor, and then a yellow variety called Boulder F1. Oh, this one is Boltardy. So Boltardy in the middle looks quite vigorous, and the yellow Boltardy, which is the sweetest and our favourite beetroot. Here we've got our turnip, mixed varieties. Be eating a few of those soon. They're very easy to grow. I would say that they're like radish, really. They're that quick, so I'll be pulling a few of those for dinner in a couple of days, I think. This is a success story. It doesn't look like there's a lot in it at the moment, but this is our asparagus bed, and we have had, I'll zoom out, good success. This is the 4th year of growing asparagus from seed, and we've harvested a lot of asparagus this year. It's so nice. I really love growing asparagus. It's worth the wait, you know, if you can be patient. You can just get the things, break them off, and eat them raw. They're really nice. They're like peas, I'd say, a little bit like peas. That's the best way to harvest asparagus. You don't need to cut it. You can just break it off. It's tender. You can eat it like that. So yeah, I put a few more crowns in this year, just where there was a few spaces. So working with that, and I've got a few lettuce, which I bought as plants. I don't grow everything from seed. All my brassica I just bought as plants, and I put them in. I can't be faffed with the amount of plants you get off growing from seed is a lot, and you have to thin them out and prick them in. I can't be bothered. Here we have some strawberry plants, which are new in this year. They're looking good. They're producing a lot of strawberries. Here we have, I don't know if you can see that, radish. I've harvested tons out of here already. And a good little trick I learned from Lindsay, who's got the allotment over there, is basically give them a good wash, top and tail them, put them in a jar of water, put them in the fridge, and they last ages. Life hack. In the middle here, I've got broad beans. So the end ones, which look more vigorous and stronger, are called Aqua Dulce. They always do well. I recommend those. But these ones, I probably got the name wrong, but they're called, you could put it in the comments if you know what they are, but I think they're called kamikaze. They're a red broadbean, but not as strong. Here I've got radish again, but I interplanted the radish with, I don't know if you can see that, it's parsnip. So parsnip is really slow growing, so when I pulled those radish, the parsnip will be just left and continue to grow. A few more salad leaves, so I think they're cos lettuce and I don't know, I can't remember what they're called, these little fern-like ones. But they have peppery leaves. If you know what they're called, put it in the comments. Let me know. So that really is the summary state of things at the moment, except I didn't show you this. I made this frame, basically just whacked some posts in, put a rail across the top, and I don't know if you can see, but there's like 1, 2, 3 wires pulled in between, and at the bottom we've got some tayberries and blackberries and raspberries, just a mixture of things that I'm going to grow up there for fruits, and next year that should be quite good. Yeah. Hope you enjoyed the video. Remember to like, subscribe. Take care and have a good growing season. I wish you every happiness. Bye for now.